All right, and welcome to a special edition of the Players Only podcast. We're taking a little bit of a break from just regular news stuff. Granted, there was a lot of new stuff this week, but we are also joined special guest Jackson. Uh, you are back with us because last week, finally, we got the announcement of the new Call of Duty. It's going right back to Modern Warfare 3, so we're getting that again. But Call of Duty has been something that has gone with, especially our generation of as gamers, basically since more or less our teenage years of when we were really diving into gaming,
Mm.
when multiplayer was really taking off. Probably the main reason multiplayer took off as much as it did, through trash talk, through the good times, through nukes, it all works. So that's what we're going to talk about today, right? Is our favorite Call of Duties, the worst Call of Duties, how bad Call of Duty has been, and the good things that it's done too. So it's something that all gamers can more or less be in touch with, right? We
Mm.
all know this. We all have ups and downs, and we all have favorites, and we all have least favorites and stuff like that. So it's all everybody can relate to. I don't know of any gamer that's not played at least one Call of Duty out of just curiosity or FOMO at the very least. Um, but yeah, to kind of get things rolling a little bit here, before we dive even into the Call of Duties right now, what are we playing currently, like uh, in general right now?
I've been playing Overwatch 2 lately,
Okay,
which has
how
been
about you?
ups and downs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's a different podcast for sure. We have a lot we can say about Overwatch. How about you, Vince? I've been playing anything of value lately?
Not really, but I guess the last time I sat down and played something was also Overwatch. It's been a
Yeah.
while.
Right, and it's been a while. Personally, I've been playing a few things. I've gotten a little bit into Madden again, just as football season hits up. I got that itch a little bit. Uh, Last year's Madden, I won't be buying this year's, at least not until it's on sale. Uh, I've been diving a little bit into Hogwarts Legacy still here and there. I can only play it for about an hour before I get bored, and then go from there. But yeah, so very different, obviously, than what we're about to talk about for sure. Um, but as far as Call of Duty, let you both kind of go at this. What is the first Call of Duty that got you into it? What was the first one you played?
Call of
Oh,
Duty World at War. Um, I was way back then, and yep, rented the game from Blockbuster with some buddies and sat down. And the first day I didn't really like it. Second day liked it a little more. Third day I
Yeah,
was hooked, mainly because of zombies, and then tried multiplayer after that and so on.
yeah. So Call of Duty World at War, 2008.
I think for me,
I age you a little bit.
I
Yeah.
want to say for me it was the first Black Ops, and I got hooked just because of the zombies. Like it was really fun.
Black Ops, 2012.
That's Black Ops
Oh
2.
no, oh that's Black. Yeah, 2010.
Okay, is that right?
2010.
Yeah, that checks.
I will say, for me in World of War, it was towards the end, like the summer before Modern Warfare 2 came out. So it was like summer '09 for the
Yeah.
record I was playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so my first Call of Duty, so Christmas I got an Xbox 360. And with that I got a bunch of games, Gears 2, happened to be one of my all-time favorite games. But also was Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the first one. Um, I was not really big onto the multiplayer, so I was a little late on that. It was the campaign that got me. But it did take a little bit before I really dived into that, probably a couple months. I was too busy playing Gears. Um, so even then, I didn't buy into the hype or anything like that right away. And Modern Warfare 2007. So I was earlier, but I completely skipped World at War until zombies hit that, and then I dived into that. But that was towards the end, right, of its cycle
What
when they
year?
released that. So well for World at War, they released the zombies map towards the end of that, right? Or even when MW2 was out, I believe.
Or Doris, yeah, that was like towards the end, like August of that year, and
Yeah.
then a few months before, yeah, Modern Warfare 2.
And then as far as for like Call of Duty, do you guys, so me personally, I play the campaign first before I even touch the multiplayer,
Hmm.
unless that's you hop on or something like that, then I'll dive into it. But otherwise, I play the campaign first, hands down. I've always loved all the campaigns. How about you guys? You guys usually skip the campaigns, you play them first.
Depends on which game we're talking about. If it's Black Ops, I don't actually remember if it has a campaign or not. I mostly just get Black Ops for the zombies.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really like the gunplay and the multiplayer. But if it's Modern Warfare, then absolutely like campaign first and foremost.
I
And
think
then
only one of the Black Ops completely skipped the campaign. I
Yeah, I
forget
think it
which
was
one of them.
4. I think it's the last
Yeah,
one that they totally didn't do it.
right.
yes, that's right. I remember because there was a lot of pushback and controversy
Yeah.
over
Even though people don't usually play them besides
that.
losers like me. How
Yeah.
about you, Vince?
Yeah, I'm one of those people, right? I don't really play or care about the campaign. I will say, I, in my opinion, the World at War one is probably still the best
Yeah.
campaign. But again, I haven't played them in a long time. That one you could do co-op, but it even wasn't really for the co-op. I just felt like there was a lot of effort put into it.
Yep.
Kept me hooked. Uh, Now, I guess a little question for you guys: have you ever beat any levels on veteran or the highest difficulty? So Modern Warfare 2, or yeah, Modern Warfare 2, I was playing it a lot, bored, and I know before Black Ops came out, I beat that all the way on veteran, but um, in World at War, I tried doing that too, but like 5 levels in, I got stuck. Burn them out. That mission on veteran is
Oh,
like impossible. So
I
no,
that's a challenge for
I
you
did.
sometime.
I know as soon as like you get through like a level or two, and then you hit like your first big gunfight, uh, to kind of test your worth. And then on a veteran, I'm always sitting in the spot where they throw 60,000 grenades and you're running away from them. So I kind of, that's where I throw the controller, I give up on it, and I'll just go back to multiplayer.
I there was a period in my life where I did not have online play for my 360 games. Um, I also didn't have a lot of 360 games at the time. Like the two big that we had that we mostly played were either Skyrim or Modern Warfare 3. Uh, and while my brother and I did both play through the campaign on Veteran, I don't think we ever finished it.
Sure.
No real rhyme or
Um,
reason. We just never did.
no, for sure. Um, Now we kind of touched on the zombies portion of it a little bit, but which of the CODs do you guys think had the best zombies, just in general?
Hmm.
Oh, first Black Ops, easy.
I think
Um, Go ahead.
I would probably have to say the second. I think I like the second better. Black Ops 2 zombies. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There was it felt like there was more to do. It was more interesting.
Um,
It's just me.
Personally, I'm kind of in between two. It's either the first Black Ops, just because overall, is all time.
Hmm.
Uh, but same time, as much as I hate the game in general, Cold War Zombies was legit. We played so many hours of that before they implemented some stupid stuff. But those first two maps that they released were
Or
crazy good.
That
I
said,
can't.
go ahead.
I'm just trying to think. What was the one map though we played a lot? Like, yeah, that was definitely like a top
Mhm.
four, top five map all time.
Yeah.
I
The
think it had some with Burn in it. Burn something.
Yep. It's kind of like a throwback to World at War in a way. Uh,
But um,
yeah.
is it the one where we start in like a destroyed abandoned village and then there's the like
Yep.
teleporter and okay, cool. Same
yeah.
one that I
Yep.
was.
That one was awesome. I think I like that map.
That was fun.
I uh
But
don't yell
there
at me.
was trash maps too.
I wasn't good at it.
Uh
It was fun.
well yeah, well there was a trash game mode, absolutely. But I think with that map though, I think it's better than Kino.
but but
Yeah.
it's not. It's map plus like what you had to do.
Uh,
Well, right. But I mean like Kino just got so boring. And,
Well,
Firebase Z
Kino's not on my top five, but so I mean,
okay.
say
Firebase
what you
Z
will.
is the
Yeah, Firebase C. Yep.
Firebase Z.
Yep.
Yeah.
super good.
Um, but that's gotta be almost one for me as far as map Call of Duty zombie maps go. So that's why I kind of put it with Black Ops One because Black Ops One kind of solidified what zombies should be for Call of Duty more or less.
Mm.
Uh, I just feel like that map was almost perfection to an extent. Now there's a lot of glitches, lots of drops that we dealt with a lot, but
Yeah,
overall it was awesome. Um,
I I think for me because I have more memories and more playtime in Black Ops 2, that's probably why it stands above Black Ops 1 for me. But
yeah.
one was very
Um,
good.
the I think that's the one I skipped was Black Ops 2. I don't think I ever got that one.
It's a fun one. Now, we talked about it before the show. Exo zombies in Advanced Warfare, while not like an amazing game, was still very fun.
So Advanced Warfare is one of those ones that a lot of people like to hate on it when they should be hating on Infinite Warfare. Advanced Warfare was legit, right? It's basically you had the exosuit, you could double jump,
Hmm.
and then the sliding. That is really as advanced as it got, right? It was just a little extra movement.
Yeah.
Didn't game break anything like that. The campaign phenomenal, even though it has Kevin Spacey in it. So you can,
Really?
oh, he's the bad guy, so
Huh.
it's fitting. Uh, but the zombies was awesome because there wasn't really a good spot where you could just sit because if you just sat, the zombies with the exosuits all of a sudden were right behind you. And then they also had like the poison zombies and stuff like that too,
Mhm.
which you couldn't. They weren't like dogs in any way, shape, or form. You couldn't just sit, and you couldn't even train them that well. You had to actually have some kind of strategy. Otherwise, you were screwed. Um, the pack a punch in that game was awful though. Awful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that. I remember selling a lot of Advanced Warfare when I worked for GameStop. And it was mostly just me selling it off of the. It's just fun, shut your brain off, shooties.
Yeah, definitely. Um,
So
now as
Austin, you
far
never
as
answered.
what's up?
Your favorite zombies game. You never answered.
Well, it's either Black Ops One uh or Cold War. And I'm kind of back and forth just because of the just for Firebase Z wise is being my top map, but Cold War is um and whatnot. Um, it would probably have to be Black Ops One at the end of the day, just because of overall better maps in general, as a whole, rather than Cold War just has the best map and then trash after that.
Yeah.
So,
That's fair. That's fair.
um, now as far as just COD as a whole, what is the best COD game in your opinion, just period, all time? Mine's easy. But you guys go ahead.
For me, just in terms of how much I enjoyed the story, the gunplay, and just, how much time I actually put into it, probably Modern Warfare 2019. Like, I got a lot of mileage out of that game.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's not even close. Call of Duty 2019 is their best iteration. Period. Campaign
Whoa, whoa,
spectacular.
whoa, whoa.
Hold on. Campaign spectacular. The gunplay spectacular. The maps amazing.
Oh yeah.
My my 727 Chef's Kiss. The trolling. It was
Shield. I love the
perfect
shield.
perfection. That game is basically perfect. It also brought one of the greatest game modes to Call of Duty, period. Period. And that's something we'll talk about in a little bit. Vince, you already know where I'm going with that. But it is the chef's kiss of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
End of story.
Did it?
What, what
Did
you
it
gotta
get at the beginning of the year?
what you gotta say, Vince? You know it's the best.
No.
Oh,
I'm okay with
uh,
like top 5, but holy cow, calling it the best. Oof.
look, I look. Let me guess. Modern Warfare 2
So,
or World at War?
my answer, I like to explain it this way. There's best and there's favorite. The
Okay.
best is, you're right, Modern Warfare 2, most deadly. My favorite will be Black Ops because that was the one I finally got a hold of Call of Duty, got good, and the
Yeah.
zombies. But no, Modern Warfare 2, I've put it on your videos before. It's the Super Smash Brothers melee of the series, most
Yeah.
deadly. The nuke, stopping power for perks.
Yeah.
The maps were amazing.
Yeah. So you're gonna get pissed off by this. So Modern Warfare 2019 is right here. MW2 is right here,
Well, did you
and then
not
the
play it
rest.
or what?
Oh, I played it. I
Well, then,
definitely played it.
okay.
I look. I even made a TikTok on it. That game trailer still gives me chills. One because it uses one of the greatest artists of all time, Eminem, in the trailer. But it's still here, right?
Okay,
Modern
so
Warfare
what didn't you
2019
like?
perfected everything. Perfected.
Because the
Well,
maps weren't better in Modern Warfare 19.
yes, it
The guns
was.
weren't deadlier.
The guns were better, like way better handling wise. I was not an arcade shooter anymore. It was kind of actually more tactical.
No, or sure, but
The maps were way better in 2019 than my
no,
MW2.
no.
Yeah. They were
There's like one bad map in Modern Warfare 2, Derail.
Favela.
No, that's a special map to me now. That's the map I
now.
got my first and only nuke on. Keep that map out of your mouth.
uh, also, training grounds or whatever is what was on Modern Warfare 2, right? That was the first one I went into.
The what?
I think.
Like when
Where
you could have
you're
CPUs playing the game?
no, it's like with these. Oh my god, like shooting range. And it has like the fake buildings. And you have the tower you can climb up in the middle. That was always stupid to climb up because everybody would shoot you as you're climbing up the ladder. Uh, and then
Oh,
also have the
are you
pit goes
talking about
up.
the map firing range?
Yeah, firing range. That was in
What are you saying about firing range?
that. Well, I would say that that first appeared in MW2, correct? Or was that Black Ops?
No, that was Black Ops.
Okay, never mind
And you better not be bashing that map. That was a legendary map. They would have
Yeah,
weekends
it's
where
as
it'd be firing range 24/7, dude.
it's as legendary as Nuketown, and Nuketown just gets fucking remastered and revamped
Right.
over and over and over.
And the original Nuketown with the guns and everything, that one feels the best. Where the other ones, it's crap. Cold War, oh, I didn't even like it in Cold War. Rather vote for the other maps.
I don't know. I think Cold War had some pretty good maps too, to an extent. To an extent, but no. 2019, hands down, that's Call of Duty.
No.
Now, worst Call of Duty.
Hmm.
I do have a hot take on this one. I'm not gonna lie.
No, there should be no hot take with this one.
All
I
right.
actually I actually agree with the masses here. Um, I mean, I'll just say it's just Infinite Warfare. Like it came out along the same side as Modern Warfare Remastered. It was just kind of it was okay. I don't think it was bad, but there's nothing that really wanted me to play it. Like Ghost, for example, got a lot of hate. There were a couple
Mhm.
good guns I like to use. There's the Strike Zone map that was fun.
Yep.
But Infinite Warfare, I don't know. There's nothing I really wanted to like that would actually get me to play it again. So
Right. How about you, Jackson?
Um, I didn't play Infinite Warfare, so I can't.
Awful.
thank God.
Funny thing is, I own it. Not only do I own it, I own the Steelbook version of it because, hold on, I own it because a guy came to trade in the game at GameStop,
And you
and we
stole
did
it.
no, we didn't buy it because we sold the game
Oh,
for $1 and we didn't buy it. And he's like, "Fine, just take it. This game's trash anyway." So he just threw it on my counter and walked away. So I got a free Steelbook copy of Infinite Warfare. Uh, Still never played it. Um, the only
Zombies is okay.
the only like Call of Duty game that I ever played that I would really consider bad is the DS one. I don't remember the name of the title, but it was not that was not
diving
meant to be on
deep
the
with that
Yeah,
DS.
one.
I gotta take my answer back. No, the actual worst Call of Duty I ever played was World at War on the Wii. Trash
Oh,
I
controls.
was
It
thinking
was the
about that one.
PS2 version, so no zombies. Absolute shit show. I rushed through the
yeah.
campaign hoping to play zombies because this was right before I got an Xbox. No fucking
Yeah.
zombies.
I remember now. It
Waste of
is
my
called.
life.
I found it. It was Call of Duty Modern Warfare Mobilized,
Ugh.
and it was a bastardization of Modern Warfare. Not good. So
Uh, oof. I didn't even know they did that.
yeah, it's not good.
Uh, so for me, the worst Call of Duty game is Cold War. Now, there's a reason for it, right? It does have the best zombies
You
map,
just said it as the
but
best
hold
zombies
on,
map.
hold on. It has one map. Here's the thing about Cold War, though. It came after Modern Warfare 2019, where it perfected gunplay. It perfected how to do maps. It perfected how to do skill points and whatnot. It didn't glitch out on me. It didn't crash on me. Guess what Call of Duty Cold War did? All it did was crash. All it did was have glitches. It kicked me out of how many zombies games when we were on a fucking roll. The gunplay was awful. It was awful. It was a bastardization of everything Modern Warfare 2019 did. Now, I get it. It's separate developers, all that stupid argumentative bullshit. No, you learn what the Call of Duties do good. You take that, you create the next Call of Duty. That's exactly what like Madden does, and it just keeps using the same damn thing over and over because it works, kind of. Cold War, awful, awful,
I've actually got some
awful.
context.
Shake your head. Awful. It's awful.
So I've got some context to back you up, Austin. I don't know if you guys remember this. Cold War, when it launched, was not finished.
Oh, it wasn't at all.
It was
Not
an
at all.
incomplete game. They rushed it out because they needed a game for the next gen launch. Modern Warfare,
Yep.
they weren't going to release MW2 because they wanted to take time to actually work on it. And Sledgehammer Games is just a shit show of a company that can't seem to develop a game to save their lives. So it fell on Treyarch to just push it out and hope that they can rest on the laurels of 2019. And they dropped the ball.
Not not only that, not only that, Call of Duty Cold War released the worst zombie iteration game mode of all time. It was the biggest overhyped piece of shit. I was so angry. Vince, you remember because I was so hyped. I sent you
Yeah,
the trailer for that
I
new
was
game
hyped
mode.
too.
I can't remember even what it's called. It looked like it was gonna be not necessarily open world, but a very big map where it's you're running through a forest, so it's harder to train the zombies, and you're just getting pummeled and pummeled just with way too many zombies. And oh, it is the biggest disappointment I've ever had playing a video game ever. It was awful. It's worse than Infinite Warfare because at least then all the Call of Duties were bad at that time. All of them.
So here's like kind of how you're wrong with your worst take. Cold War had its ups and downs. Like you're right. How many
One
times
up.
did we make it to
One up.
round 30, 25, and all of a sudden, oh, disconnected, out of nowhere. Ha- Again, burn or Fire Zone, whatever it's called, great map. Played it so many hours, and then it
Yep.
had a bad map. But it's like I would still rather go back to that game to do that or whatever the 2-on-2 was called, gunfight.
Yep.
Like COD World War Two. What would I go back and play in that? Like that's you know, or you said you hated Black Ops 3. Like I don't like. There's some that at least go back to with Cold War, where these
Well,
other
like
games. Why would I ever touch them? That's kind of how I feel.
right. Well, I mean, World War II, I feel like had some really good maps. You really like the snipers, I know, on that game, particularly because you had that one sniper montage. That was really cool on YouTube.
Yeah, but what about the most recent World War Two? And I
Honestly, I haven't even
slayed
looked
in
at
the
it.
most recent World War II. I remember the first game we played, I got fucking dogs. I slayed in that
Yeah,
one, but still, it was boring, and I didn't like how it forced you to once in a while play in the 18 or whatever the big
yeah,
teams were. So no, I'd never touch
right,
that one
right.
again.
World War II felt very clunky and stiff and heavier than it should have to me.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Campaign
Again,
wasn't that bad.
comes down to the gunplay. Like at the end of the day, the gunplay is probably one of the most important things for any Call of Duty game. Like it's got to feel good.
Exactly. And Cold War was awful. Thank you. You proved my point.
I mean, I'm in your camp. I wouldn't say that is the worst Call of Duty, but it's definitely a bottom Call of Duty. It's
The
lifted
only
up just because of Firebase, but I mean, do you guys remember how difficult it was for us to fucking play together
oh,
with
it
you
took an
guys?
hour.
Like, I think you guys were on PS4 at the time, whereas I had PS5, and trying to get the two to fucking cooperate and communicate was just a god awful nightmare. Like,
So
wasn't it?
Austin, you're trapped on an island with an Xbox and a TV. You get to choose between the most recent COD World War II and COD Cold War to be trapped on that island. You're
Most recent
picking
one.
you're picking World War II. Oh my god. For what? No zombies. Or if there were zombies, they were so bad. I think there was, but I played it once.
I think there was.
Yeah, we did play it once. Yeah, because it was
And it was just
co-op.
like that the one map we hated in Cold War. And
Yeah.
no. I think if you were trapped on an island with both games, I think I know which one you would play and which one you wouldn't play. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
I think if you're
neither of
trapped
them.
on an
I
island
throw
with
the whole
both
thing in
games,
the no. I throw them in the
I was
ocean.
just about to say, you just throw them both away.
Oh, I could probably make a fire from them and be nice and toasty. I'd probably be more entertained by the fire than either of
So you'll never play Firebase Z again unless they remaster it.
I'm
They get
sure.
thrown into the new game, yes. Otherwise, no.
I'm sure they'll probably pull Firebase C into a future game at some point because that's like the only game that anybody remembers.
Hey, the best zombies, man. That's the only good thing about that game. The
I see.
only thing. Kittens.
Oh wow.
It's like we could keep going and going and going, but it's like if you wanted to say worse, like server problems, things like that, yes, but it's still it had things that you would actually want to play and do. So
Well, if you didn't have the game, I would never have touched it after the first day of playing it.
Yeah.
Simple. That's the. I mean, at the end of the day, there was a couple. There was definitely nights where we were playing it and be like, if if we could actually go back to the newer, to 2019 and have, full lobbies or whatever,
Mm.
we would have. But everybody was playing Cold War for whatever stupid reason. Um, and mainly we played Gunfight a lot anyway, and nobody else was doing that on 2019.
Gunfight was so good on 20 or on Cold War.
Oh yeah.
That was
Oh,
good too.
oh no.
KGB, your map.
I understand this. But all right, we're not. No. All right.
And then they had the 3-on-3. Oh, and the 3-on-3
3-on-3 was
maps.
in
Oh,
2019 too.
like towards the end.
No,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah.
I thought they had
Just
it.
I remember playing it in Cold War, and well, I guess that was the thing with Cold War too. Sometimes when Gunfight went, then it was the 3-on-3. They like rotated it, so that kind of sucked. But three on
Plus,
three was amazing.
2019 had Docks, which was awesome. That was the most probably the most legit map, and then they had the randomized weapons, which was awesome.
I liked
Uh,
I don't remember the name of it, but the one where you're in the like storage yard that had all the like different shipping containers, and it was a really like it was the smallest
oh,
map.
the straightaway.
Yeah,
Vince and I would always get sniped.
I loved that one. I don't know why.
No,
I
I like that one
thoroughly
too.
enjoyed that game mode.
That was
Yeah,
one of the better
My
ones for sure.
my litmus
and you
test
had
for whether I think a game is good or not, will I play it only with friends, as was the case with Cold War, where I only played it with you guys until I decided that even that wasn't enough and I didn't want to play it anymore because it was bad, or do I want to play the game on my own? And I did that with Modern Warfare. Like, I played 2019 a lot just by myself because it was just fun to play.
yeah. Um, Now as far as the older Call of Duties, now we've kind of seen it a little bit because they brought back Modern Warfare, the first one. They kind of brought back MW2, but only the campaign, which was really stupid. But now we're seeing with the Xbox acquisition, right? Everybody's gonna be able to go back and play the old games. Um, Besides Modern Warfare 2, which one would you want to be remastered and completely brought back? And I feel like this is kind of an easy one, but we're talking full remaster, up to date on new gen, the works.
Easy Black Ops 1.
I think, yeah, yeah, probably. Like as much as I enjoy Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1 would probably make the most sense.
So I figured you guys would say Black Ops 1. I feel like that's the easy,
Mm-hmm.
obvious answer. I was kind of back and forth on that because I thought maybe Vince you would say World at War just for nostalgia's sake. Uh, but yeah, feel like, yeah, it's gotta be
Well,
Black Ops 1.
right. Again, the last DLC in Black Ops 1, you got all the World at War maps. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I get it anyway.
Hmm.
For sure. Oof, ready to argue.
Let's go.
All right.
What you got?
The worst thing Call of Duty ever did.
Oh.
Hmm.
Mm.
I could
I, I
say
I have a couple answers, but I want to see what you guys say first.
letting Sledgehammer Games make their own games ranks up there pretty high. They just don't make good games.
I know you got something brewing, Vince.
Nah, I'm thinking. It's not Nintendo, so there isn't those constant fuck ups.
Right?
Yeah, I really got to think with the.
Yeah, I'll kind of go while you're thinking a little bit. I have a couple things in my head. Like the fucking stupid zombies thing that we bought into is just,
Yeah.
false advertisement. Uh, the most recent huge kind of fuck up that they did that screwed a lot of people over was with Warzone. Everybody bought all those skins for the first Warzone and put in all
Oh,
that money. And then as soon as Warzone 2 came out, oh yeah, you don't get those skins back.
that's
And
why I didn't get Warzone 2.
so a lot of people just lost out on thousands of dollars. And it wasn't like, hey, just go back to the first Warzone. That doesn't exist no more. It's just Warzone 2 now. Um, so that's a really big thing. You just screwed over your gigantic fan base, big time, just for
Yeah.
an update. It wasn't even that much of an update, honestly, but to refresh the market.
We'll say one of the worst things too. Like they should have fixed the servers on the old games, um, a lot longer ago. I guess with it coming to
Mm.
Game Pass, they got it all fixed. So it's not all full of modders, hackers, and people like that.
It's only
Um,
on consoles, all right, that the servers are fixed, just on consoles, maybe.
yeah, I thought it was like through Game Pass, it was fixed or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Um, right, I don't know if it is on Steam, but right, it might just be console.
If it makes you feel, well, maybe not makes you feel better, but if it adds credence to your idea, Austin, of the Warzone thing, that is very much a Bobby Kotick kind of thing to do, the CEO for Activision Blizzard, because
Yeah.
they tried to do the same thing with Overwatch 2 when that launched. Nobody got any of their stuff. It was a basically start over brand new game. Goodbye to all your money. But
Yeah.
those devs actually
Well,
listened and fixed it.
well, because they were also in deep water with sexual assault allegations and harassment and everything else. They had to do something to keep their fan base from just jumping ship from Blizzard completely. I mean, you take you're touching women's asses, and then you all of a sudden, oh no, you took my skins. I'll never play it again.
Something like that.
But um,
I guess another answer I can give again is just Call of Duty putting World at War on the Wii. Like that's again got to be one of the worst things they ever did.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
which would you
Um,
consider worse, Wii or DS, as a worse choice?
It might be DS, but I never played it. Did DS have online? Any idea? Because the Wii World at War had online, but it was always laggy.
I
I could
don't think
play Call of Duty on my Xbox just fine, same internet. Go over to Wii is constantly laggy.
I don't think it did.
Nintendo doesn't know how to do internet properly.
I'm looking it up right now. I don't actually think that it did.
A little bit of a tangent, but yeah, it's the same thing with Brawl. Like people say the new Smash has the worst online, but no, Brawl. It was always laggy. Never a good match, start to finish. And again,
Yeah.
I could the same Wi-Fi worked just fine any Call of Duty, any game on Xbox, but same time, but plug it into the
Actually, it
Right.
TV,
did.
it's a shit show.
It did have an online mode. I did not know that.
Oh god, and I bet that was just horrible.
It was it was a six-person online multiplayer mode.
Jesus. Basically playing gunfight.
It was.
Um,
I'm gonna watch gameplay of that after.
It is an alternate retelling of Modern Warfare 2,
dear God.
if that adds
Um,
anything to it.
There's a challenge for
now,
you guys. Get the 10th prestige on it.
No, thank you.
DS Call of Duty.
I'm good.
no. Now, in general, I mean, look, Call of Duty's been around more or less since were in like fifth grade.
Mhm.
So it's been a huge part. So obviously they've had some fuck ups, and some bad fuck ups. But they've also done a lot of really, really good things. Obviously, lots of good games and so on. But the best thing Call of Duty ever did, what do you guys think? I
Mm,
think this might be actually easier if you want to do the cop out answer, but
what's the cop out answer? Making Modern Warfare 2019?
well, that, but then also just implementing zombies.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that one's definitely up there.
Yeah.
it's a whole different kind of player base, different. It's more you can play with your friends, but not fight. Just multiplayer for those that are really bad at multiplayer.
Mhm.
Um, give you a different way to play, and definitely
So
kept people around a lot longer. I think.
it's always cool in the interviews the who's ever the head of Treyarch, or at least was back in the day. He would talk about in interviews how World at War and then Black Ops, they didn't even look at zombies as that mainstream of a thing. It wasn't until Black Ops 2 that
Right.
they like really put a lot of work into it. But yeah, even back in Black Ops 1, I even remember the advertising. They did not confirm there were zombies in it until literally the day before. The One of the dumbest that could be on there for dumbest things they've ever done. Um, but yeah, I don't. What was your question? The best thing they ever did?
Yeah.
Um,
Either the best thing they've ever implemented to you, or in general in the news.
Think, and this mostly goes for the Modern Warfare series. I think they benefited the most, but spacing out the releases like between the developers instead of trying to make just Infinity Ward pump out game after game after game, like letting them take some years to actually develop, make the gunplay good and flesh out an actual story with, real characters, I think was the best. That's part of why I think Modern Warfare 19 is the best Call of Duty game. Like that story is on a whole other level because there's actual storytelling, not
Right.
just, oh man, there's a guy with a bomb, go shoot him. Just kidding, he got away. Let's go to Afghanistan or wherever. Go shoot him.
For sure. Uh, yeah. Anything else on that one, Vince?
yeah, no, I like that answer too. Like one of the original founders or creators of Call of Duty, Vince Zampella. I've seen him in interviews talk about how yeah, it was like after the third one, they made the decision that they were gonna swap years. With
Mhm.
Treyarch, Infinity Ward Treyarch. Then obviously after they fired him, because Battlefield was trying to get him to help, but that's like a whole nother story. Back in 2009, you guys can look up, anyone listening. Um, but yeah, that was probably one of the smarter things they did, and no other developer does it, and no one else is up there with the successes, Call of Duty.
Right.
sales
Oh,
wise.
Uh, yeah,
nobody
for
does
sure.
the nobody is like alternating developers, but I think if I remember correctly, it was with the success of Modern Warfare 19 when it was like made known that this game was like 2 or 3 years in development that um, Ubisoft started spacing out the Assassin's Creed games to give them more time to flesh out, which has been pretty good for the series.
Uh, uh,
I think. When did
to an
when did
extent.
Odyssey come out?
Regardless, right?
Uh,
You should have
18.
multiple years between games so
Okay,
that you have
never mind then.
time. You can add new things.
I like that.
Yeah.
If
Uh,
if Infinity War did Modern Warfare every single year for 15 years, it would be so dry by now. You know.
Mhm.
right. The other thing I think that they definitely did was kind of like revolutionize just multiplayer in general, right? Like a lot of people credit things like GoldenEye, and a lot of those old style arcade games where you would, you could play the campaign, but the fun thing was playing the little multiplayer arena with the bots, and you could even do that co-op and stuff like that. And you basically just run around, kill people. Um, and then all of a sudden you have Call of Duty that comes out with this thing, and it just kind of revolutionized that aspect of it. Now, there was a couple things that came before, like personally, the thing I played was Battlefield 2. Came out quite a few years before Call of Duty in general, and that was an open map and with the vehicles and so on. It was great. It's really fun. No way in hell it stands up now, but um, in general, though, I mean, everybody was playing the campaigns and so on of things, and this really revolutionized multiplayer in general. Now, Halo's there too a little bit, but I feel like this is a whole different kind of take in general. And plus, obviously, sales don't lie.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Jackson.
I was curious and am now concerned. I wanted to see if I could figure out what the development like time cycle was for Modern Warfare 3, considering it's coming out just a year after 2, when 1 and 2 both had pretty long development cycles as far as Call of Duty games goes. Reason why they're able to pump it out so fast is because, at least if what I'm reading is correct, Sledgehammer Games was also helping on the development of Modern Warfare 3, which is concerning because their track record isn't great.
I have the Call of Duty itch. I'm gonna buy it regardless.
I'm still gonna like get it, but
Yeah.
I'm concerned it's not going to be as good as it could or should be.
Yeah. Um,
Like
now,
all that
in
I don't
general,
like Sledgehammer.
uh, there's been a lot of things that Call of Duty has implemented in past games, but then they kind of forget about it in later games. What's something that Call of Duty should bring back?
Um,
Either
Easy.
in MW3 here or in a future game.
Everything that people paid for in Warzone 1 would probably rank up pretty high. Things to bring back. Um, hmm,
When we're talking gameplay, I'd like to see perks brought back and then less gun attachments.
Yep. Um, one game mode that I remember that I thought was really fun was there was the wagering system where you could wager like XP, and like the in game money.
mhm.
Yeah.
That was really fun. I would like that to be brought back, but can't have gambling, so they probably
Yeah.
won't.
Yeah.
Did I don't believe
Oh,
Modern Warfare 19 had it. Did Modern Warfare 2, the new one, have uh like basically PvE, like the battle against the bots?
I don't know. I never played that stuff too
Yeah,
really.
I never played it either. I don't know.
I played it a lot especially for Modern Warfare 3. I played it a lot because, again, I didn't have online for a while. So that's something I would like to see come back.
I'm just kind of picturing like we go into a gunfight game and I'm able to wager money on, on a gunfight game. Just the intensity on something like that is I didn't
No,
have broken controllers before.
I remember, yeah, the wager matches. That's what they were called in Black Ops. What you're
Yep.
talking about, and there was three separate tiers. It was like one, it was like $10, $30 if you win. Then it was like
Yep.
hundreds, and then it was like 10,000. And that mode was called High Roller, and that was that was that was a good time.
If they implemented that for gunfight, it would have to be complete open mics, not proximity, not in between rounds.
I'm sure that would go well. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, exactly. Just a little light bullying, no big deal.
Yeah, light.
Um, I did have something else. I
I
can't
can
think
I
of
can
it
give
off
you
the
one
top of
quick
my head.
story too on the High Roller. It
Yeah.
was it was me and another guy on the on some map that had an edge. I don't remember the name of it. Kowloon, actually. There, I remember the name of it. It was in the first DLC. Uh, I don't remember if I had a bullet or not, but it was, first to die, so we were trying to knife each other. I was coming at the guy. He walked off the back of the edge, or back of the map, died, and I won because of that.
Oh my God. It's,
Right? Imagine losing money because you accidentally walked off the edge of the map at the end of the game.
oh, I'd be
Not that
mad.
you've ever done that in Overwatch or anything, but
Nope.
Or Smash.
Eh. Um, we kind of already talked about it. The new one coming out is MW3. Now, what is like some predictions or for the upcoming COD? And are you planning on buying it at release, or are you gonna wait a couple weeks or a month?
I mean, that one's more a question for Vince. We've already established you.
uh, no, this is kind of a question I hope I wasn't gonna be asked because like we're talking about Call of Duty here, and I'm kind of saying, I don't really see myself buying it. I don't know. I go back and forth between Call of Duty and then like my old, Nintendo moods, and yeah, I mean, I didn't play Modern Warfare 2 at all, so I'm just not in the
Yeah.
Or the Call of Duty mood. And that's the thing too. If I got the Call of Duty itch, I probably want to get Game Pass or whatever I got to do to play the old maps. So
$10 on the Xbox store each game.
Now,
yeah, I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily a prediction per se, but there's one thing that I want to see from Modern Warfare 3, more so than any other thing. I want them to fucking bring Alex back. He's my favorite character in the first game, and they fucking blow him up, but won't confirm if he's dead or not. Like, just fucking give him back.
I don't think I know who you're talking about.
He was the fucking like poster boy, or wait, no, was he? Uh, he was. Hang on. No, Price was the poster boy. Uh, Alex Keller. He was. What was his call sign? Echo something. Echo 3-1 was his call sign. He was the guy who was former CIA and then eventually ditched uh the U.S. Special Forces to go fight alongside what's her ass,
Yeah.
and then in the final, Fada was her name. In the final mission, offers to go and manually detonate the facility that they were storming because the remote trigger wasn't working.
Oh. Damn.
So Austin, for
Yep.
you, why did you not buy Modern Warfare 2, but you plan to buy Modern Warfare 3 right away?
Uh, after being completely let down by Cold War, and then I bought, and then I bought Vanguard, and I think we played that twice. I bought I got it on sale, but I don't know. It was just played it twice.
I mean, it was a sledgehammer game. So
It's really bad. Um, so and then just the whole Call of Duty itch was kind of gone for me. I didn't see as much about it like I did see for like Cold War and 2019. So kind of just went under the radar, honestly. Yeah, that was fine by me. And then I think around that time, Overwatch 2 was being released, so it was all hands on deck for that, and to be
Yeah.
completely and utterly disappointed by that,
yeah,
and so
that
on.
that was kind of it for me. When it came to shooter games, I got my shooter itch fix from Rogue Company and then Overwatch 2.
Mm,
So I just I watched one of my friends play the campaign mode for Modern Warfare 2, and I was like, cool, I got all out of it that I really wanted. So three,
yeah,
I'm excited.
right. So no, I'll wait a week, but I'll buy it probably week 2 once some bugs get fixed and once I see what it is. Now, if it's a shit show, I won't buy it. I'll just probably go back and play something else. But as of right now, I am 100% buying it, and I haven't even seen gameplay. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, I wanna
Uh,
I wanna make sure that Sledgehammer Games hasn't screwed this up before I pick it up. But,
right. Now, for the most part, um, they've been mainly focused on Warzone, keeping Warzone going, and updates and so on. Um, do you think they should keep Call of Duty yearly, or do you think breaks need to be taken, a whole complete reset, even though they've already kind of reset it, Modern Warfare already? Um, like what are your thoughts right now? Because like Vince, I mean, we didn't get MW2, right? So
Right.
we already kind of skipped that because it's been like broken game after broken game at this point. And then Jackson, you hate Sledgehammer, and they are implementing or being a part of almost all the Call of Duties to an extent,
mhm.
late as of recently. So, what do you guys think on that?
I do think it would be beneficial to space them out. Like even if you just do it every other year and still flip between the two, like do Modern Warfare, then wait a year, then do a Black Ops, then wait a year, then do Modern Warfare. Like that would give them 3 to 4 years of development time. They could do some amazing things in that game or in that time. Like if they can pump out a functional game in a year, imagine what they could do with four.
Right.
Yep.
No, for sure.
But also, I'm a lifelong Zelda fan, so I'm used to waiting 5 plus years for a game. So I will always be a proponent of just take the time that you need. Just give me a functional game. Like, I don't need you to push something out and then like, oh, we'll fix it later and after like patches. Like, no, don't do that. It doesn't do anything for anyone.
Right. No, for sure. And I mean, I feel like something if we were doing a regular players only, I would have brought up just for news purposes. But I I feel like developers might not get the hint, but gamers in general have shown that hey, we want finished games, and if you give us a finished and complete game, that's good. Everybody's gonna go buy it. Everybody has been talking nonstop about Baldur's Gate 3 because it is a fully done game. It is, by all accounts, um, very minimal for glitches and bugs and so on, but it's finished. It's long. It's what that fan base wants, um, and so on, right? It took a long time for that game to be made, for sure, but gamers love it. It's all anybody's talking about. IGN will not stop posting about it. It's all I see them post about. Um, so the case is being made. This is what gamers want. We don't want more and more broken games. We want a polished game. If you give us a polished game, we'll buy it and
I
we'll
think
talk about it.
another thing that can like add lend credence to that is, or I guess support to it. Gamers love and want like single player stuff, good stories. Like the game of the year or game of the year winners since the Game Awards has started in 2014, only one non-story based game has ever won, and that was Overwatch.
Or I was gonna say Fortnite.
Well, I mean, that won some awards, but it wasn't like the Game Awards for the game of the year, like the big one that everybody thinks of. Like
All
you had
right.
Dragon Age, Witcher, Overwatch, Breath of the Wild, God of War, Sekiro, Last of Us, It Takes Two, and Elden Ring. All of those but one are story things. So if they took time and gave us a full like AAA game style story on top of the, multiplayer that they would make, maybe Call of Duty could start competing for game of the year.
Yeah, I feel like at this point they're too far gone from going down that campaign rabbit hole, unless they did take obviously the 3 to 4 plus year break.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, people are already bitching that the game is too big, right? The biggest complaint about MW 2019 was the fucking game was massive. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I was playing it on my PS4. It was almost the only game I could have on the PlayStation because of just how big it was, and it was always every other day there's an update. It was
Well,
massive by the end of it.
I think that has that's more on Activision's like fault and the way that they try to operate business because they wanted to take Modern Warfare and squeeze as much out of it as they could, but also it was hitched to Warzone, which by the end was starting to bleed in content from Black Ops. So you were starting to get essentially 2.5 games worth of content pushed into one file.
Right.
They're trying to do too
Yeah.
much.
Right. Um, and then the for Call of Duty in general, right? As far as multiplayer goes, what's the best game mode? This is super easy for me.
As far as multiplayer goes, God, I don't remember
Give
what
me
all the
Modern
multiplayer
Warfare
modes.
2 Ground War.
Um,
I stole your
Modern
answer?
Warfare
No, no. What is
2019
wrong with you?
What?
multiplayer.
You couldn't
It's
handle the
gunfight.
shit talk?
No, it's a gunfight, hands down. Gunfight is the best multiplayer game mode that they've ever implemented.
Um,
Easy. Gunfight is so fun.
No,
Gunfight's
no,
up
it's
there.
good.
Oh, it's
But,
the best.
I,
random weapons, you don't get to pick.
All
Just two
right.
on two, one life. You die, you gotta watch your opponent. Or
Well,
ground
I mean,
war or domination. That's an all out brawl. And again, Modern Warfare 2, drop a quick nuke, Harrier, you know.
feel like I mean, in Modern Warfare 2, it was good, but then the more recent ones, Ground War was kind of ass. Way too many people. Maps were
That's
way
why I
too
said,
big in
yeah,
some of
that's why I
them.
said Modern Warfare 2 Ground War. Or I
We're
guess if you just
talking
want a
just like game
general,
modes in
okay,
general.
domination.
Oh my god. Where's gunfight on this list?
Oh,
Two
it's
at the
up there.
very
It's up
least.
there. Probably got to go regular TDM and then
Oh, oh, come on. Next thing you're gonna say is capture the flag.
no, no, I'd take gunfight over that.
I think
Oh,
for me,
gunfight is.
um, and you can interchange them depending on the mood that I'm in. I would say top three would be, uh, hold on, I just lost it. Gunfight, gun game, or kill confirmed. Specifically, I like kill confirmed on smaller maps. They're quick, they're chaotic as all fuck, and it feels really good when you string together a lot of kills just because people are right there and they don't expect you.
No, I was never a huge kill confirmed. I prefer kill confirmed over just regular TDM.
I just liked it on the small maps.
Um, and then you guys have a favorite Call of Duty moment? I'm sure you definitely do, Vince.
Oh
Go on your
man,
tangent about it, grab some.
there's so many moments I could pick from. Holy cow!
I have three favorites. So these all come from Modern Warfare 2019, just because these are the ones that stand out the most to me, and also it's my favorite Call of Duty. The first time that I won a match in Warzone was really great. I didn't get to contribute much to it because the circle closed on a map in the middle of fucking nowhere, and the last enemy team was inside the house. Hold up. And all I had for protection was this tiny ass wall that was just barely bigger than me if I'm prone. So the most that I could do was like shimmy to the side, fire a shot, and then shimmy back just to keep their attention while I waited for my friends Trevor and Perseus to slowly sneak their way around behind to get inside and kill them. It was the most anticlimactic victory I could have ever had, but also it was really funny to me. Um, we had another game of Warzone. Actually, I just realized this is all coming from Warzone. Um, we had a match of Warzone where it closed in on the city. I can't remember the name of it, but we picked a really high up skyscraper, and we just had a shit ton of claymores, and so we just kept booby trapping the stairway. Guys would come up the stairway, blow themselves up. We'd finish them off, and then sometimes they'd try to parachute in, and we just pick them off out of the sky. We ended up having like 20, 30 kills between the three of us by the end of the match because they just kept funneling themselves to it. It was really fun. And honestly, kind of relaxing. Picking guys out of the skies and cleaning up corpses on the stairwell. Uh,
How about you, Vince?
Um, I think I just gotta go with my nuke again. Bring that up because there's these guys on the other team, 4 or 5 of them. I remember they were from Michigan. This was on the 360 Modern Warfare 2. Um, and I just remember, I don't know, they were being loud and annoying, and I was saying some stuff back to them. I basically told them I was going to nuke you guys, and sure enough, it did. And then the next game, we were all on the same team. They didn't want to talk a whole lot then.
funny that.
I can't think of all time like favorite moments off the top of my head, but one that
Give
kind
a
of
multiplayer moment, and then let's go around and maybe say a zombies moment or a campaign moment. I got a zombies moment I
Yeah.
want to say too. I think.
I've
Oh,
got
I
one
think I know
more.
what you're gonna say.
Feel
Oh.
Um,
free.
but one thing for multiplayer, when Vince, you and I were playing prop hunt one night, and I think this was probably actually on Cold War. It was in that like warehouse map, and you were like the barrel just like sitting in the corner, and it was down to like the final 10 seconds, and they were nowhere near you. And on that final whistle, all of a sudden the wrong person at the wrong time, and you were freaking the fuck out, going everywhere, um, so loud and just throwing shit everywhere, and I just remember dying laughing for a while. Uh,
I do have one more Warzone story I want to
yeah.
share. Um, there was a match that we were doing in we were in the farmlands, and I got a shield. First time I had ever gotten a shield. I was very excited. I was super happy with myself. And a guy came up from fucking behind, ran around and stabbed me and killed me. I managed to win my gulag fight, parachute down on top of him and his team. It was a group of three guys bunkered up in the same farmhouse. I came up behind him and literally beat the shit out of him. No weapons, no nothing. And he like panicked and was shooting all around me. Almost killed me. Almost killed me. I had like 10 HP or something. Like I was basically dead. Picked up my shield, walked up to his buddy who was like maybe 5 feet away, just never turned around from the gunfire, and beat the shit out of him with his shield. And then his third friend came running in. I turned my shield to him, so he panics and just throws a grenade on the ground and blows us both up. And then, Trevor comes in, pops the guy, and then picks me up. It was so good.
You got one more, Vince?
Yeah,
I'll
I guess
put
the zombies moment I wanted to give a shout out to. So this
yeah.
was well, I gotta hear what you're thinking of. I just was thinking old school. The week
Oh, okay.
after, so Black Ops came out on a Tuesday. This is when I was finally getting good. The weekend after, the Saturday after, playing with a buddy from high school who was trash. Like after round 20, I got nothing out of him. Regular old Kino. Um, and yeah, we made it to 30, and for 10 rounds, he basically just watched me play. And again, this was days after the game came out. I had already figured a lot of it out, pack a punch,
Yeah.
so I was already looking like a god. So yeah, what was your moment? I'm forgetting in Firebase Z.
So the one I thought you were gonna say it wasn't Firebase Z. I forget which one it was called. But we were playing, and I think it was actually all three of us, and it was like all of a sudden we hit dogs, and you guys are like, "Where the fuck are all the dogs?" And all of a sudden I come up over the plane, just screaming because they're all chasing after me. And you guys are just standing there not doing anything.
Do you remember there was we were playing on Firebase C, and something similar happened to me where I was fucking about in the like aerodome or whatever it was while you guys were
Yeah.
doing God knows what, and I come like running through the big double doors, just screaming like help, 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 because I'm being chased by a fucking fog of zombies, and you guys are just laughing your asses off on top of the truck, just looking at me run for my life because I have no ammo.
Uh,
All right. So
I,
the dog story. I gotta say that through my point of view. All right. So that was on the first map in Cold War, the
yep,
Nocturne Totem. But again, you could go outside. I remember the plane crash. I was on the
yep.
wing that went to the top, and again, this was like the first or second time we were playing this. So I was still trying to play this like old school zombies. I had LMGs, which aren't good, but back in the day, they were the good weapons. And I remember I was on the end of the plane. I had my scope. All of a sudden, you came into it, and a shitload of dogs. And I'm just firing them like crazy. But again, the LMGs are no good. It takes forever to kill
Yep.
one dog with those. So Yeah, I got attacked a bunch because of you.
I I remember I was down at the bottom of the plane,
Yeah.
essentially just trying to be like a body buffer for Vince. And I see your silhouette like running around off camera, like, okay, what's he running from? And you crest over a hill, like, oh, there he is, and then a dog, and then more dogs, like, oh shit, and then I died.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. It's just my brain didn't register how many, like, how could you have that many dogs after you and not be dead?
That must have been
Just
there
run
must have
out.
been like a glitch where for some reason dogs would only go after one person. Because don't you remember that TikTok too? It was a
Yep.
guy was running at his buddy, and it was the same thing. All the dogs were just chasing the one guy. So there
Yep.
must have been a bug
Yeah.
or something.
Like,
Something.
didn't you not go down, but
No.
we did?
Yeah. I'm just too good at zombies, but
You just ran them to us.
Well, it was like the first day again. I was being an idiot with the LMGs, thinking those were still
I just
the
wasn't good.
weapons.
I was just
right.
dumb. I have no excuse.
um, what is the most overrated Call of Duty? And I'll actually go first on this one and let you guys think. It's Warzone. Warzone's so overrated. It's not that much fun. I feel like getting the armor kind of ruins it for me. It's not as fast paced like Call of Duty's supposed to be. A lot of people can just sit on a skyscraper and just chill for half the map. Um, and yeah, it's just not as much fun. There's strategy and stuff like that for sure, but the armor really is what ruins it for me.
I would have to agree. I don't play Warzone anymore because I didn't have fun with it. Like it was interesting for a while because
Yeah.
it was new and it was different and it was not Fortnite. Um, but then it just came down to like it. There was like 30 minutes of no action, running around, moving between points, with the occasional gunfight, or if you're unlucky, getting fucking picked off from across the goddamn map by a guy who is up on a crane that you just didn't happen to see.
Yeah. What about you,
And
Vince?
I like you guys' Warzone answer because like Warzone isn't real Call of Duty, so kind of
Yeah.
cop out answer. But yeah, I agree. But maybe afterwards you guys could give actual titles. So my answer for the most overrated Call of Duty, don't even have to think about it. I bitched about it a lot on TikTok in the previous years. Um, Not because of zombies. The zombies was great, but Black Ops 2 easily the most overrated. The because of the multiplayer again, didn't play the campaign. So main problems with the multiplayer, way too the snipers were way too good, and the maps were like made for them. There was times I had to like go sniper to get out of spawn, and then there's a shotgun. I believe it was called the Remington. Way overpowered. People use that to
Mhm.
camp like crazy. It was better. It had like more range than the Spaz with stopping power, all the good attachments in Modern Warfare 2. I It had more. It was better than the 727 in MW19, but yeah, the Remington, that thing is just used for camping constantly. So
Yeah.
that's why I was really good at Black Ops 2, but it's like I didn't like playing like a bitch.
Right.
Basically, I like being aggressive. So
Yeah. Mine would be Black Ops 3. Uh, it's another one of those futuristic ones that you have all the crazy, stupid movement. There's a lot of you're underwater in multiplayer maps killing each other. And swimming in any video game is awful. I can't think of one video game where swimming is fun. The zombies is probably the worst it's ever been. And yeah, no campaign in that one either. Um, and then that's where they first implemented their first iteration of their battle royale, which was kind of ass. Wasn't very good. The maps was like only okay, and they just threw a bunch of multiplayer maps together and just did a little bit of a variation. Um, so yeah,
I thought the first Battle Royale one came from Black Ops 4.
I think it was 3, but it might be 4, maybe.
I think it was 4. Debating on if I want to piss a lot of people off and say Modern Warfare 2 for my
Oh
answer.
my god.
Only because it's not Modern Warfare 19. But I do genuinely
Say
love
it.
Modern Warfare 2. Now, for me, for a real answer, I would have to say World at War. I've played it before. Like, I went back and replayed it. I personally did not like it. It just didn't feel good to me. That's really all it is. Like, I have no other, like, empirical thing, like, oh, they developed it bad. Oh, this thing didn't handle right. Oh, they made terrible decisions. I just don't think it's fun.
Yeah.
Yikes. But at the
Um,
same time, I feel like I don't see a lot of people saying World at War was like the greatest game ever, like Black Ops 2. So
yeah. Um,
we're overrated, yeah.
right. Um, what do you guys think is the most underrated?
Hmm. Underrated. Interesting.
Mine's actually pretty easy because I'm still hoping that this one gets a sequel, even though it never will. Ghost. I love Ghost.
Ooh.
Uh, the
Ooh, that's cool.
campaign I thought was really fun. Actually, it's probably one of the better campaigns out of the Call of Duties, and it ends in a major cliffhanger that will never get resolved. I thought the guns were actually pretty fun to play with. I actually liked most of the maps. I never really understood the hate. I took a really big break um, between yeah, I didn't play MW3 original MW3 or Black Ops 2 and stuff. So I took a decent break, and that was my first like little comeback, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. So
All right, so for underrated, you actually kind of took mine. Um, I'll add to it. So again, back in the day, this game got a lot of hate because first it was Modern Warfare 3 and Battlefield 3 came out at the same time. And, just with the advertising, there was constant wars, people that wouldn't play one or the other. And
yep,
then another Battlefield came out, I think it was Battlefield 4 or some Battlefield. And then Ghost came out the same year. So, of course, Ghost got a bunch of hate.
yep,
But no, yeah, it's definitely underrated. Like I said earlier, there's two guns I liked using. One of them was called the Honey Badger, and then you could play the Strike Zone on 24/7. That was like the Nuketown of that map. So um, yeah, Ghosts is up there for sure for
uh-huh.
underrated.
So I never played Ghosts. It's another one of those. I own it. I have the steelbook. I've heard a lot of really good things about it. I don't hear about it a lot, but the people who do have it or who have played it think back fondly. I think part of why it's not as critically acclaimed as some of the other games is because it comes out after, Modern Warfare 3 came out in 2011 and then Black Ops 2 in 2012. Those are two really big titles for the franchise. So to try to follow in those footsteps was kind of setting it up a little bit for failure. And then, obviously there was the Battlefield stuff going on as well, stealing away some of the thunder. So Ghost kind of didn't really get a fair chance, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, at the same time too, Battlefield 4 was actually really fun. It was super glitchy. The trick shots, if you go back and watch some of those, are crazy cool. But no, Ghost was awesome.
There's also the fact that it was made by Infinity Ward. So there was probably also the fact of people just going, oh, this isn't Modern Warfare. Why wouldn't you make a Modern Warfare 4? So
Yeah.
hmm
I thought,
And yeah, I kind of agree with Jackson or two with Ghosts. Like the golden age of Call of Duty had passed. Um, so that had something to do with it. It's tough to top some of those games.
definitely. Um, that's what I had at this time. Did you have anything to add, either of you guys, as far as questions or anything you guys want to talk about?
I did kind of want your thoughts. I saw a thing earlier today that if, again, this is only if the thing was correct. I saw it on an article, on one article. I'm like, okay, cool, on with my day. That supposedly Modern Warfare 3's like is gonna be integrated with Modern Warfare 2 in a way. So it's essentially gonna be like you can have a game menu to choose. Do you want to launch MW2,
Oh,
launch MW3, or launch Warzone?
they've done that in the past
Mhm.
with 19 with when they were switching from 19 with Warzone and
Cold
Cold War
War.
during that transition. It was a
Mhm.
really finicky. I'm sure they're.
Mhm.
I think it's mainly just to get you to so they could do the advertisements on for anybody that's actually playing MW2 right now, or anybody who's playing Warzone, and then even if you're playing the new MW3, so hey, Warzone's also here. Hey, you can also go back and play MW2.
But I'm more thinking of the prospect of them maybe using this as a way to phase out like physical games, or at least like a release cycle, essentially like creating one Call of Duty hub, like a library from which you can choose the games that you
Oh,
play.
they won't do that. They won't do that. Um, I think especially now after everything with the acquisition, because everybody's going back and buying all the other Call of Duties and stuff right now too. But something that Vince, you and I have been wanting for years is for them to release an actual Call of Duty Zombies, just strictly zombies games with
Yeah.
all the old maps and stuff like that. They'll never do it because they want you to buy it when they refurbish the maps and put it on the new games and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
one as much as I love 2019, something that they did a lot towards the end of the cycle was they just refurbished maps. Like shipment. It was constantly shipment for a while. Um, and stuff like that, right? So they want to be able to keep doing that and keep some nostalgia on it. I don't think they're gonna do like a massive thing. I think that's just something that they've been doing since 2019. They're just going to kind of keep doing that. It's annoying, but it kind of goes away after a couple months. I've noticed a little bit.
I think it's partly because they want to try to push you to, you know, get into
Yeah,
the microtransaction stuff, buy skins, buy guns,
yeah,
buy the packs.
yep. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's just something they've been doing.
And
So I
and
wouldn't
like
be too worried.
that was something even back in the day, 10 years ago. I remember like people would talk about like a zombies only Call of Duty, whether they did it the same year as another Call of Duty or not. And even if they had the ability for people that don't know how to mod to like make your own zombies map, add
Hmm.
doors, add barricades,
Right.
whatever. Choose where you can go. Choose how the zombies spawn. That'd be that would like make it a really good game.
Yeah. And I feel like that shouldn't be too hard because I remember even Ubisoft knows how to do that, and if Ubisoft can do it, any other game developer can. Because for Far Cry 4, they actually had a map creator, map editor with mods and stuff like that for custom maps. So yeah,
I have some choice feelings about Ubisoft right now because they recently updated all of their games. So to launch them on Steam, you need to get and connect the Ubisoft Connect launcher, and sometimes their games will not launch at Steam at all, and you have to boot them through the Ubisoft Connect thing. And you can't use Steam to do multiplayer anymore. If you want to do multiplayer stuff on Ubisoft games, you got to use the Ubisoft Connect launcher. Not a fan of that.
Yikes.
Yeah,
hmm.
Ubisoft
Go
is
back to consoles.
Ubisoft's kind trying to get into the shitty dev company game. They see what Blizzard's doing and they're like, I want some of that.
Yeah.
So,
and then go after Nintendo next. So in Far
uh,
Cry 4, um, like on the console, you could actually like create a map. It
yep,
wasn't just, and then could you like invite people?
yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really fun. I put quite a few hours onto just that alone. 'Cause and it was just like an outpost. You make an outpost, you do all the enemy spawners and stuff like that. I'm sure if you even go back, there's tons of mods for it and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. So, and I'm sure PC just went crazy with it back in the day because that was one of
I'm
the
sure.
bigger games. Oh, you have anything else to add as far as Call of Duty events?
You guys got any like trolling stories? Any stories online where you trolled or were trolled
Uh,
or any weird people you played with?
Modern Warfare 19 before they like when they first added the shields before they patched it to have them not be so broken. There was a match where I got a shield and I sat in a corner. I don't remember what map it was. I just remember sitting in a corner and I literally couldn't be killed because there was something over
Oh,
me. So they couldn't shoot me. They couldn't blow me up with grenades. Like I just sat there and tanked shot after shot because the shields couldn't break. And but I could still like hit. Like if they got too close, I could still bash them and kill them. It was great.
uh, I can't think of anything off the top of my head of actually of like troll parts.
What about
Obviously,
weird people we might have played with? I got one
uh,
in gunfight. Do you remember the girl? It's the video that comes up when
uh,
you go to my channel or this channel on YouTube.
yeah, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
just from the very beginning. I don't know. She just kept saying my name,
yep,
destroyed him,
yeah,
embarrassed,
or
embarrassed her boyfriend in front of her.
yeah, that, and then the couple times where you and I will get off to a slow start in a gunfight, people will be talking shit, and then all of a sudden we're coming back and they get very quiet.
Yeah, that's how it always goes.
Yeah.
Um, One other little trolling story: Modern Warfare 2 days. There was this like 40-year-old. Me and another guy were just whispering back and forth to each other. There was another guy on the team that was getting like so triggered over just whispering. So, you know, we were that age, middle school. So of course we kept
Yep.
doing it. And the guy just kept getting louder
Amazing.
over just whispering.
But uh, that concludes the Players Only podcast, the Call of Duty edition. If you want us to kind of revisit Call of Duty as we get closer to MW3 as far as news and other stories, we definitely have plenty more that we could definitely talk about. So just let us know in the comments down below. Again, thank you, Jackson, for joining us this time around. And we'll definitely see you for sure in October for
Yeah.
plenty of things that we have planned. Um, and yeah, anything else to add there, Vince?
No, just until next time, Jackson. You got something?
If I may, I
Yeah.
it's only fair. So I have another podcast that I do, the Sidebar with Vince and Trevor, and I plugged this one because we just did our return stream on Tuesday. So it's only fair that I talk if you guys want something a little more lighthearted, comedy based, less structure, or no structure, honestly. Keep an eye out for that.
Mm.
See it on YouTube, Twitch, and eventually Spotify and some other podcasting sites once I actually get a hold of some people on how hosting works. So soon.
Yeah, Vince, you and I checked that out a couple days ago and stuff like that. So yeah. But otherwise, thank you everybody, and until next
Until
time.
next time.